up, guys? Joel here from the Home Recording Network. Today with a tutorial on mixing some saxophone. I have a song here that I mixed a while back, and it is by the band Josh Folmsby and the Crooked Roots, and I'll leave a link for them if I can find one. Now, this song has a nice saxophone solo in it, and I'm not really an expert at that kind of thing, but at the end of the day, it's music, so I feel like I did a really good job mixing it. So I just figured I'd walk through what I actually did to get this saxophone sounding nice. So first, I'm just gonna play the solo and show you what it ended up like. So yeah, that sax sounds super crisp, really nice. So let's dig into how we got there. So first of all, we're just going to bypass all of our plugins and the effects sends we got going, and we will just take a listen to what this sax sounded like after it was recorded. So this solo was played very well, but there's some things that we have to take care of. We have to add some excitement by brightening the instrument up, and we also have to remedy the low mid range that's causing the muddiness in the instrument. So we have to take some of those frequencies out. And as with everything, some compression is going to help here too to get more punch out of the instrument as well as level off some of the louder notes. So let's just go over the first plugin, which is our EQ, and I just use the Pro Q2 on this one. So I'm just going to disable all of the moves that I made, and we can go over them one by one. And there we go. So first of all, similar to what I do with guitar, I basically just rolled everything off to 100, and then the same at the high end, I rolled everything off, after about 13K. There's really not going to be any frequencies above or below those that are going to help this instrument out. So it's just better to roll everything off so we don't have, extra frequencies that aren't needed in the mix. So let's tackle the high end first. So like I said, we needed to add some brightness to this sax. So if we need more excitement, a high shelf is always going to be the way to go. So I chose to do a bump at 7K. So it's really boosting everything above this 7K. So I'll play the sax and then I'll bring this in, and you can just see how much more appealing the sax sounds with this bump. So that's really the air of the instrument, which is going to sound great and help this sax to cut through the mix and be on top of the other instruments that are playing. What also will help this instrument cut through are these two other bumps I did. So I did one at about 2K for some bite, and the same thing at about 5K. So let's add these in. So let's just listen to the difference that these high bumps made. So I'm going to disable this EQ and I'll bring it in. So that's already helping the tone of the saxophone. But like I said, there was still some mud that I felt we could remedy. So I have these two cuts down here at about 500 and 400. So let's bring these in as well. So most of the muddiness, if you could hear, is really coming from this 400, 500 range. So now that we cut some of that low mid range out, the sax sounds great, but it is a little bit too thin. So we had to add some bottom back in. And this really is the case with mixing. You make a move to remedy something and you end up breaking something else. So while we cut a lot of that mud out, we still need this sax to sound full. So just like a guitar, I chose to boost at about 200, and this is really the low end of this instrument. So let's go ahead and bring this boost in to add some bottom to our saxophone. So that's a great bass. So this is before the EQ and after. Okay, so let's move on to our next plugin, which is Virtual Mix Rack. And with Virtual Mix Rack, we're just adding some gentle compression here with a medium slow attack, fastest release. We got the ratio set at 4:1. So let's bring this in and see how much we're compressing here. So not compressing much, just gently taking down the peaks of this instrument. I like to usually use two compressors on a track. So this is our first leveling compressor here, and it's doing a great job just kind of taking down the peaks of the loudest notes. And we don't have a very fast attack here because it's a solo. We want some of these notes to punch through. We don't totally want the transient to be destroyed here. So we want to maintain some of that punch. So after this step, I listened to the sax with the music and I found out that we still didn't have enough high end. Let's take a listen. Right, we still need some more sparkle and shine to this. So that's when we added Revival here, and we just added this shimmer, which is the high end harmonic distortion. So let's take a listen to what this is doing to the sax. So this is off and on. Just adds a bit more brightness. I'll actually boost this up so you guys can hear what this plugin's doing. So this shimmer will sound great on almost everything, but we just don't want to add too much in, but this is definitely going to help this solo be on top of the mix. So next we went to our heavy-handed compressor, and this is what we're going to be doing most of the compression work with. And it's really the same settings as the previous compressor. It's a medium, slow attack with a fast release. So let's check out before and after this. So we're getting kind of aggressive here, but that's what you need to do when you have a part that, has such a dip and increase in volume. We really want to maintain the volume level of this part. You want it to stay pretty consistent. So that's all we did with compression here. So let's just check out the last plugin, which is the virtual tape machine, just adding some gentle saturation. So here's before and after. So that really just adds some warmth to the sax as well as increases the thickness or low end, I feel. So that's basically all the plugins we had on it. We also have a reverb and delay send, which I'm not really going to go over, but here's what the effects sound like on the sax. Guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to download your free Ultimate Home Studio Mix Guide. I made this for you guys so you could start getting your mixes sounding better. There's a lot of great information in there. And be sure to reach out if you have any questions or if you need any help with your mixes. Thanks.